Right, so welcome Mike Ross to Crazy Cowboy Festival 4 here in Reading today.
Hi Will.
You're playing in about 20 minutes?
That's right, yeah.
So
just getting psyched up.
First man on the blue stage?
First man on the blue stage. Profound.
Looking at the other stage, which started at 12 o'clock, the crowd already is getting this time
full,
of
isn't
day.
it? Yeah. Alex said he was going to get full early.
So, so the blue room is slightly smaller, capacity wise, so it's going to be even more intense.
It'll be packed and sweaty, just the way I like it.
So, you're playing this today. What have you got coming up?
Well, next week I've got 2 shows opening for Sari Shaw with my kind of solo without a drummer. I'm taking double bass player, another guitar player. Then RHR, a headline in Carlisle's Blues and Rock Festival. Then I go to Sweden for some Mike Ross band dates, and I go back to Russia, got some UK stuff, Spanish stuff. Then there's a little run, the last run of RHR dates with Jack around the time that the new RHR album releases.
And
so
when's that?
Well, the pre-orders have gone out this week. We've got another single comes out next week, the 26th, Friday the 26th, Banda Sonora. That's the new single, and then the album comes out on the 8th of November.
I know there's been a lot of pre-order stuff for that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I did see some Facebook pictures of all the stuff you'd already packed up, ready to send. So.
Well, it's all been possible because of the fans. Because this project was only, it's only like a side project, RHL, It kind of punches above its weight in terms of engagement. But we had done a live session. We were intended to maybe release it at some point. Jack decided he wanted to move on at the end of the year, and off the kind of back of that, people's interest in that, we announced the new album and that it wouldn't be a CD, that it would only be digital, and people went, oh no, I'd buy one. So quick as a flash, I kind of put a little pre-order campaign together within an hour and a half.
And then vinyl.
Yeah, and the vinyl was the Mahogany Drift one.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yeah, the new album's too long for vinyl. But we sold 100 pre-orders really, really quickly, so that helped us to fund the mechanical cost of the CD.
Because I think the last time I saw you as Mike Ross band was you were supporting Xander and the Peace Pirates.
Yeah, that was March.
Up the road, yeah. Phenomenal set, the heaviest I think I've ever seen you.
Okay.
And that was just before Cloven.
The Clovis Limit, yeah.
Before that came out, wasn't it?
Well, it's funny because I've kind of got multiple personalities. Just ask all my ex-wives. But I have this. My new album's it's country-ish sounding, rootsy, Americana. Yeah, recorded it in America. Lots of pedal steel, lots of acoustic guitars, lots of harmonies. But that's not what you get when you come and see my band. When you come and see my band, you get riffing, Neil Young, Black Crowes. Whatever, that kind of southern riff rock.
It was an amazing, heavy, like you say, southern vibe, and it was just nuts. And then I remember listening to the Clovis Limit on the way home, putting in the CD player, and it was such a diverse.
But we played songs from that record at that show. But that's what I like. I like to be able to represent it. If you go and see Neil Young's a great example. You can take a song and play it many different ways. That's how I'm in. That's what I'm into. This summer I've also finished what will be the next Mike Ross album, probably my first Mike Ross band album. Actually, sessions that were recorded at the same time as RHR's Mahogany Drift, the same block of studio time. And those songs, some of the songs I'll play in the set today, and some of them are a little bit more like my submissions for the RHR material. They are heavier, they are riffier.
I mean, go back quickly to Clovis Limit. You did a duet with Els Bailey, didn't you, as well, on the beach? That's got some amazing feedback as well.
Yeah.
Is doing a duet interest you as well, like now and again, something slightly different to your norm?
Well, I mean, I'm always up for something different. I've just finished off a 34-minute electronic piece. It's all synthesizers and bass guitar played through Leslie. I do all kinds of things outside of it. How much of it sees the light of day is another matter. But Els, that came up because I went to see Els. I'd seen her play, but I went to see her on a particular occasion. I was able to watch her properly, and then I went home, and the next day I wrote a song with her voice in mind. And then she was gracious enough to be able to kind of commit to coming and doing the track.
I think you complement each other really, really well on
it
that
works.
track.
She likes, I mean, a lot of the music I like comes from the south, comes from Memphis, comes from muscle shoals in Alabama, and a lot of it's soul derived as well as blues derived. Very Alabama sort of thing.
So I know Elle spends
she's
a lot of
right
time out in
that.
Tennessee and Nashville, doesn't she, as well? And
So that that kind of roots of that music we've got. That's why I had such a connection with her when I heard her voice.
Well, it's phenomenal. That's all I can say. It's great, and really looking forward to the new stuff. Like you say, you're putting out a proper Mike Ross.
The next album, the next album will be more like what I expect people might have wanted the new RHR record to sound like. You know, so they're big choruses, loads of riffs, loads of production, loads of clever stuff. Lorna Fothergill's singing on it for me as well.
We will touch quickly on RHR because, like you say, it's one of those things that's punched above its weight, and it's gone down really well because you've got 3 amazing individual artists, yourself, obviously Troy and Jack, along with Ulysses and Darren. You know, as a band, it's just 5 individual people that are so good at what they do that just seem to meld and work really, really well.
It's great, and I'm really disappointed that it won't continue in the form that it started out in, if I'm being honest. But you know,
but it will continue in some form or other.
Well, we haven't really talked about it. We've had people come forward, people who I know, people who I don't know. All of them really want to be involved in it. The thing is that I don't want to detract from the final shows with Jack. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want. I want to do them gigs with him. And then at the end of that, so the last show we'll have a look. Troy and Troy's recording another album next month. I'm on it, so he's going to come down to Brighton to record that. So I'm going to help him out on that. We'll have some time then. Then we've got some ideas, but there's after November there are no RHR commitments till next spring.
Yeah,
so
March, isn't
you know,
it?
what's the rush? What's the rush? I'm going to enjoy what we've got before I start planning.
Well, from a personal point of view, I hope it continues in one form or another because you guys are fantastic. With Jack, fantastic. Without Jack, I'm sure you'll be fantastic as well, just slightly different because obviously you can't be the same. So I hope that continues. I'm really, really looking forward to your new stuff. Even more so now you've got me intrigued with this. It's probably what people would have thought the next RHR album will sound like.
I mean, I have 3 songs on that record, an RHR record.
Yeah.
She Painted the Moon, Ghost Hand Rider, and the acoustic version of Leviathan. There will be the electric version of Leviathan on my next album. I'll open with it today.
Well, live, that was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll open with that this afternoon in 10 minutes.
That's a goosebump moment when that.
Well, for me too, you know.
Yeah.
it has to get the goosebumps on me before I play it to anybody else. So it's that sort of stuff, and then there are about another 12 songs that I wrote around the time I was writing She Painted the Moon and Ghost Hand Rider at my wife's house in Sweden. I sat down with all of them and I made all these records, and then we came back and recorded them, and some of them got picked for that, some of them went on the Clovis Limit, some of them went on this other record, the Clovis Limit Part 2, effectively, is what it'll be. But the sound of it is it's heavier, it's more of everything, it's more chorusy, it's loads more guitars, more riffs,
more of a
production.
live Mike Ross experience.
It sounds more like the live Mike Ross band, but it's definitely a studio album. There are lots of production things on there. There are sped up and slowed down vocals. There are backwards tambourines. There are, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff. There's one song I recorded into a telephone, an old 1940s GPO telephone. I hung it up in the air and recorded into that.
I think that's what a lot of people, they hear the end product or see the end product, and they don't realise all the weird and wonderful intricacies that go on behind the scenes that you try, and some work, some don't.
You don't always get the chance. You know, the RHR record, the Mahogany Drift, was done 2 days in the studio and then a little bit of mucking about afterwards. But because I've now got my own studio, it's only a small, modest little place in my...
I shall see it next week.
Yeah, you come in next week, aren't you? So, but if you can just leave the gear set up and then come back to things and not have to reset, it gives you a lot more time to be creative, and that's what I've been able to do here. So you hear things like, I'm a Funkadelic fan, I'm a early Pink Floyd fan. Some of those little things, I just kind of put my own little take on those into the tracks, you know.
The lighting in the Red Room just now, as they're going on now, is very psychedelic.
No,
It'd be a perfect environment for your...
Well, I mean, I always try and make everywhere with my rugs and my incense.
Oh, it smells lovely, by the way.
Yeah, I always try and take a little bit of that with me.
Matt said about bringing a smoke machine. She's like, no, we don't need that. Mike's got his own.
I got my own. I come prepared.
Listen, Matt, great to see you today.
Yeah, thanks.
Can't wait to see you set in about 10 minutes now, and I'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah, great. I just want to say thanks to Alec and to Steph for putting all this together and keeping it going, giving us somewhere to come and play. Thank you.
Amazing day. Cheers, buddy.